How it's going to go down on Inferno. EnVyUs lead 1-0. Space Soldiers must make this happen.
Armor across the board for Space Soldiers as well, looking to go big with these individual performances. And you see this aggressive push through mid and B. This will clear out this entire part of the map, knowing now exactly where EnVyUs must be. They must all be towards second mid or apps, but the rotation still hasn't come in yet. They're going to get onto the site. With just Calyx said, now that will prompt the rotation. Now we finally see Space Soldiers running up mid. But Happy and RPK are going to be able to stab them in the back.
Well, RPK does go down. Happy can hear exactly what's going on. He's coming from Vietnam to do the damage, but he ends up getting taken down. Paz is on top of it, ready and waiting. This is a good start for Space Soldiers. They're making it happen as Victor tries to reply. Paz comes in, chiming in with more kills on the board. Calyx finds one as well. XMS tries to be sneaky, but he'll be instantly taken down. And that was a very smart play from Space Soldiers, gaining all that control at the beginning as they do secure this pistol round here on Inferno.
Paz, the savior of that round. Like I said, RPK and Happy would have put a stop to that round, but Paz killing RPK in T-spawn and then turns on Happy, somehow getting that frag as well. 3 total into the round as he gets one on the site. Secures the pistol round for Space Soldiers, and this is the start they want. They want that confident start, and we need to make sure, unlike we've seen previously, win the subsequent rounds. Don't play too aggressive now on this CT side. You've got this round in the bag. You want to get all 3. You don't want to be giving up any free rounds over to EnVyUs.
Yeah, and this is the thing we saw it time and time again. These two teams were like battling backwards and forwards on their forces. We will see a timeout come in. I'll work out exactly what it is in a second. But it could just be, we've seen it before from Space Soldiers. Remember, they took the pistol win and then they just sit there and go, okay, let's take a break. Let's actually work it out. It might be technical, though, because we're not seeing any change on that.
It does look like it's going to be the same sound issue as earlier, so hopefully we can get that resolved as we did previously. Just some small sound issues over in the headset of Major, I believe. So our admins will be all over that, looking to resolve it very shortly, heading back into the game. But looking into this round, like I said, once again, Space Soldiers just need to make sure they get these free rounds on the board. You can't give away anything that is basically yours already to take when you're going up against a team like EnVyUs, because they will capitalize so strongly on any little in you give them. They will force their way in. And you can see those upgraded pistols. A deal in the hands of Happy. 6 are not pitching anything yet. May opt to just save, get that AWP into the following rounds. But just the deagles in the hands of Happy and Scream can be very scary. So Space Soldiers need to just take this carefully and get the round on the board.
Now, we saw this last time around. There became a technical pause during the early parts of the rounds. Neither team negatively affected. They're used to these kind of scenarios. They deal with it. They wait it out. We will see the buy come in now. We're going to see a couple of M4s bought. One of them so far, Engin Pass, waiting to take their orders. Another M4 comes into play. Now, this is a heavy set of rifles to be played with here. And last time around, it went right down to the wire. They can't afford to lose these weapons. Space Soldiers, they have to make this work instantly here.
This is the preferred setup, I believe, on the CT side. 3 rifles, 2 SMGs is a good mix. You allow those SMG players to play a little more aggressive, get that information of where the Ts are, and then just allow those M4 members to sit back, bait those players with the SMG in hand, make sure you get the trade frags, and don't fall to any silly mistakes with these pistols in hand of the Frenchmen.
Calyx, he hears the first few deagle shots. He does decide to fall back all the way to Library. He wants to play the distance. He wants to keep it at long range. Spots out the first player, tags up Scream. He will instantly fall away and decide, I'm going to live to fight another day.
These members of EnVyUs currently all bulked around this mid-lower B area. We'll wait for that smoke to dissipate before pushing. You see now all of these team members pushing together up towards Banana. And that should prompt the rotate from Calyx. You see him hovering over towards that arch position. Going to make sure there's no fakes coming in. And then, as you see there, falling back over towards B. Nice play out of Space Soldiers. Good adjustment after sensing that early aggression.
He saw Zonterra's there as well. He got the read. He did the jump. He saw where they were towards. Gets to rotate round and flashes out, pushes back, gets his teammate boosted up. He's getting ready and waiting for it now as the rotations come in. The spray's coming out from Calyx. He's got one boosted up high. Engin finds the first and a second. Beautifully done. Zonterra's picking up 2 for himself. Happy will find 1 kill, but he's very low. He's been tagged up heavily here. and he will get finished off. A good solid round for Space Soldiers. Only one member going down. It was just an so the rifles are saved.
Much better play coming out from Space Soldiers after winning that pistol. That's what they need to be performing like if they want to start mounting a comeback against EnVyUs and getting to that cash map, which we've already said we know is super strong for them, but need to win Inferno first if they even want a chance of playing it.
Zonteres just opting for the SMG, looking to make some money here, as we will see a fairly standard eco coming out of EnVyUs. They've only had one bomb plant down. They're looking to rack up as much money as possible. They want to be able to utilize Sixer with that AWP as well. Zonteres continuing to play Banana pretty aggressively. Out in the open, pushing down, looking to see if he can find any of the EnVyUs members waiting around. He's getting so much information as he taps away, but unable to get the first frag. He tags Happy down to 76 health.
Knowing this will be the easier of the two anti-ecos, Zantara is playing a little more aggressive now, which he could afford to do, knowing there's likely to be no Kevlar, just some pistols on the board. So he's okay to be a little more aggressive. You see he does get a kill over towards the bottom of Banana.
Yeah, good start for him. Major eats a little bit of damage. Does get dicked. He's backed up by Calix. The spray coming in. They're not even looking at him. What is going on there? As he stands strong with that damage towards him, pulls out the deagle, still finds the kill. Nicely done from Space Soldiers. Good communication and well held at middle.
Brave in the face of bullets is Karlex standing here taking all damage EnVyUs can give to him. Unfortunately, with those upgraded pistols, not a lot of damage able to be outputted. Does allow for a 3k in that anti-eco from Karlex, and now we're going to see the buy coming out of EnVyUs. Two Mach 10s though, wanting to get that extra utility, not want to forgo any mollies, any smokes. Going to want to make sure they can at least pull off and execute, get up towards the site. And as we know, those mollies play a huge role over on Inferno. A lot of little cubby spots you want to be able to clear out.
Oh, RPK! He eats the grenade down, Banana, then gets caught in the flames, pints it into position, and he will burn alive to a crisp. As Zonteres continues to do the damage, drops Scream down to 12 health, but can't find the kill. Major's there, trying to make it work, continues to spray down. He is backed up as well. Engin with the UMP, Major spraying him out, but it's not going in favor of Space Soldiers just yet. XMS up on 14 health, going thick and fast into the bomb site. EnVyUs have a chance here, but both Kellex and Paz coming from Banana will Happy be able to deal with this. Sprays out one, Paz goes down. Oh my God, Happy! He's just having an absolute round and a half here as he continues to just rip apart Space Soldiers with everything they try.
Somehow in the rubble of that scrap, you saw XMS able to pick up 2 kills with that SMG after watching his teammate RPK burn in the flames. Gets him away back into this round, and an unbelievable finish as we saw here from Happy, getting 2 kills to close out the round, and will take that first buy round, making it 3-1 now.
What a way to get it done. What a way to start it off. A gun round that was almost sure to go in Space Soldiers' way. They fire back, forward, left, right and center at the Banana area. The incendiary grenades were used perfectly by Space Soldiers, but Happy, the man of the moment, the man of the hour. He makes it happen in every single way, pulling off 2 swift kills. Space Soldiers will buy into this. They've got the M4s to play with now. But they do have to be careful. They can't keep rebuying like this. They have to be able to shut down EnVyUs now.
We'll be able to get that buy, thankfully, because of how well they played those subsequent rounds following the pistol. But this will be the last buy round they will be able to produce if they lose this one. EnVyUs, once again, of course, winning that previous round, will have the full buy still. 3 mollies in hand and 3 smokes. Will be able to execute wherever they desire. Currently looking like that is going to be the B site.
Now, we joked about this before the game, Sam, that surely Happy can't put up another performance again, but he just seems to be on an absolute roll.
3 kills into this game already. Karlex is sitting on 6, but of course, the majority of those rounds were up against eco opponents. This is where he's going to have to prove himself now in this buy round.
Engin drops down the incendiary grenade, but it gets dispersed by the smoke. He gets one, but Screams on top of it. Zonteres is going to have to come up huge. Can't even do anything. They get spammed through the smoke. They had an idea of where he might be. Major's able to reply, taking down Happy, but he's eating a lot of damage himself. The bomb goes down. Calix finds Scream, puts it into 2 versus 3. Good spots from EnVyUs. They've got the crossfire, but it's very obvious spots as XMS will be burnt alive. He moves out of position, and Paz is ready and waiting for him. What can Sixer do in this situation? Major's low. Six is looking for an opening. They don't quite know where he is yet as he sprays out the first. Calix goes down, headshot found, throws out the pistol. He's on 4 health, dancing around these boxes, but Paz comes in to clean it up. A 4th round secure for Space Soldiers, but they do only walk away with 2 guns remaining.
Do get to hold on to that round, meaning they will not be reset. Luckily, thanks for that little buffer they got in those first 3 rounds. Another round goes on the board for Space Soldiers, 4-1. Looking at the money in EnVyUs, kind of a difficult situation, not really sure what to do, which will lead them to buy. XMS currently with an AK in hand, 1 over to Sixer as well. The rest will be upgrading those pistols, armor, utility coming in as well. Going to try and chase this economy, see what they can do, hoping to try and reset Space Soldiers once more.
And this is the thing, EnVyUs know how close they are to resetting that economy, breaking the bank balance of Space Soldiers. This is the time for them to try and do it.
RPK not quite getting the memo. Just invest in that Deagle. No Kevlar and utility. He's got somebody he wants to buy, mate. He's saving.
Yeah, he's like, I've got a plan. I don't trust in these ideas. But this is where the cracks could start to show. Happy instantly domed. 6 are able to find 1. Zonterra is continuing to push down, and he's such an aggressive player. But the way EnVyUs are dealing with it is they're just holding back. They're waiting for him to come out because they know if they wait long enough, this guy is going to push. He's played aggressive banana every single round so far.
You see them once again, EnVyUs, liking to bulk around this mid side, waiting for any aggression they can see out of these Space Soldiers members. Thus far, just Zantara is caught off guard. 2 EnVyUs members just lurking around towards banana and now regrouping towards mid, looking like this is where the execute is going to come.
And the crazy thing is, they only had 2 AKs at the beginning. They've taken down Zonterras. They got themselves a 3rd RPK up on the Deagle. EnVyUs have got a good push here coming into this A site. Screen takes down Calix, able to do nothing at CTR. Now Major's got to make it happen, but he can't hold strong. 6 at XMS, pulling up 1 each. Engin's just going to go and save instantly. EnVyUs managed to make it work. They force up, they destroy Space Soldiers, and again, we sit in this situation where it's just a trade for trade in rounds.
Back and forth early on following those first 3 rounds. Not really going to favour either team, of course, both of them wanting to start mounting up that money. More important on the CT side, of course, your utility, your weapons do cost more. And EnVyUs currently with 4 members alive will do wonders for that money. Of course, everyone going to be able to take this into the next round. RPK saved anyway, so he had some money in the bank. He also found a rifle that he'd be able to take for himself. So a solid round coming out of EnVyUs, chasing that economy, and it does pay off for them. Resetting Space Soldiers, just Engin now with an M4 in hand if he does manage to save, which it looks like he will. But 2K across the board for the rest of his teammates will mean they're going to have to wait for the next round to mount a fight against EnVyUs.
So EnVyUs bought 2 AKs into that, got the bomb down, picked up weaponry across the board, kept 4 alive. This was the ultimate situation for them here. T-side Inferno, and now Space Soldiers. You look at them. Engin, just with a saved M4, everyone else just only opting for USPs. Obviously Zonterras, not a fan of the USP, will upgrade just 1 pistol, but this is not a lot for Space Soldiers to work with here.
And thanks to that, that actually just about puts EnVyUs out of danger of being completely reset. If they do win, if they do lose this round, they'll still be able to get mostly rifles. They will be a little weak on utility, but they'll be able to mount something. Whereas on the other side, of course, Space Soldiers we see right now, forced to eco, playing that stack over towards Apps, going to try and catch something off guard, try and steal away anything they can from EnVyUs, a rifle, at least draw out some utility.
EnVyUs slow and steady as they come up into this apartment area. Lots of CTs waiting for him. The damage is being done. And that was a nice stack coming out from Space Soldiers. But the rest of EnVyUs now making their way to this B bomb site. Zonterra, 46 health. Tries to tap away with that P2000 in hand. It's just not going to work. RPK's on top of it. And now we're in a 3 versus 3. Space Soldiers with the saved weaponry that have managed to grab themselves through apartments. Do they still want to push for this? Whew. Engin tries to hold strong on Banana, but Scream ready and waiting for him, and instantly you watch Faz run away because he says, I want to save this M4, I need it forward for the next round, as EnVyUs can actually happy hunt him down if they really wanted to.
Will only get 1900, of course, in this following round. Not going to be a great economy for Space Soldiers, but they definitely will be able to buy. Will have decent utility. Perhaps just going to have to forego some head armor. Things like that. Maybe a flashbang goes a miss. But still, Space Soldiers do have the lead now, 4-3. Going into this next buy round is going to be pivotal for this economy. Like we said, EnVyUs already starting to run away a little bit with this money. Lots of cash saved up in the bank, meaning they're not in danger of being reset just yet. Whereas Space Soldiers now need to start fighting back. Don't want EnVyUs to start mounting too many rounds on their T side.
Space Soldiers now have to turn this around. They do not want to let this slip away. Again, it's been a bit quiet from Zonterra, the man we normally look to lead the charge for Space Soldiers. Something has to change here. The nades go out as they realize EnVyUs again start throwing some aggression towards Banana. Engin doesn't even get a chance to do anything, gets instantly taken down by Scream. And once again, Space Soldiers on the back foot here. They've rotated Major over, but how much can be done? He starts spraying through the smoke. No one's pushing through just yet. Zonterra is on the site all alone, finds himself the first kill. But that will cause EnVyUs to fall back, and he just tags Major down to 58 health. What is going on with this man today?
A little on edge, perhaps, but you saw there, Scream actually pushing alone. And as the rest of his teammates did push over towards App, so perhaps trying to play a little bit of a distraction role. Of course, if he did get that entry, that would have prompted the push from the rest of his teammates. But now Scream sacrificing himself does mean this is going to be a 4 versus 4.
The last thing Space Soldiers want is that little team kill to be the deciding factor. Or sorry, the team attack even, dropping him down so low. You need all the health you can work with as Major and Kelix pick up a kill each. Paz on the site, only needs to find Happy now, sat in pit at the moment. But this man is still alive, and he is a force to be reckoned with. Looking to do further damage on this A site, running around, takes down Paz, swiftly ripping him apart. Now pushing forward towards Library, 26 on the clock. He knows he has to move fast. He's spraying him out. Oh, the damage done to Zonterra, who does manage to fire back, follows the trace of bullets through. But my God, that was scary.
After what we've seen from Happy already, we started to think maybe it would be possible, but luckily Zonterra puts a stop to it. Does get another round on the board, a 2-round advantage now to this Turkish squad. We'll be able to get this buyout, but like we said, EnVyUs with some decent money on the bank. There will be some drops able to be coming through. Happy on low money, but Scream will be able to be a benevolent man. Throw an AK over to him in this following round. They should be met with yet another buy round from EnVyUs.
The original Counter-Strike shown on your screen there, in the lovely camera angles that we get from the PGL studios. EnVyUs, they are calling a tactical timeout. They're going to have a few thoughts on how they're going to deal with this. They definitely realize that B is the weaker side to push into. The aggression that Space Soldiers show every single time at the beginning. But they still struggle to push further up there. It's Zonterra they really wait for to kind of overextend, and that's normally how they can get him.
There's 3 towards A, 2 towards B, something we've seen quite regularly out with Space Soldiers. Zonterra sometimes does like to go for a little aggressive peek towards Banana. Get some information, perhaps, with this money on the Space Soldier side feeling so low, not wanting to go for that just yet.
Paz, 40 hadn't been seen, but XMS comes round. Major now finds himself the bomb. That's a good start, but the damage is all going in favor of the EnVyUs lineup so far. Kelix, Engin trying to mount some sort of a comeback. Only RPK and Happy remain. Happy goes down, Major ready and waiting for it. RPK being tagged and down and out of it. Space Soldiers pick up the 6th round here. CT side Inferno by keeping to alive. They can still continue to buy into this, but it's getting a bit touch and go for both sides here.
Scrappy fight, but Space Soldiers do manage to come out on top. Major being key in that round. We saw him get 3 kills, stopping that push from EnVyUs and getting another round on the board. Space Soldiers looking stronger now. Stops that reset coming out from EnVyUs, which will mean they will have to eco. Space Soldiers getting back into the CT side now, getting back into the swing of things. Mounting these rounds in a row. You see Calix with another opener over towards XMS.
Yeah, Calix poking out early with that AK at middle. Taking the challenge, confident they're going to be on eco. Gives them the early round lead, looking for the next kill as well. And Calix back in his same form as before. Dominating as usual. Happy's head pops out, instantly domed. And now only Scream and Sixer remain. Calyx is having a little bit of fun now.
This is the Calyx that we've seen so much. Calyx going off once again. Another headshot for Calyx. 4 into the round. And this is what they're going to want to see. They're going to want to get these confidence kills on these players we know can perform so well. Xantares not getting up there just yet. Still only on 5 frags. But once again, Calyx, calm as ever. 14 for 5 at the moment. Performing so well across this best of 3. We saw this yesterday as well. A very consistent member on this squad.
Consistent, confident. Calyx has come up top trumps throughout all of the Europe minors so far for Space Soldiers. This time switching up his position based off spawn. The nades though coming out, doing all the damage in favor of EnVyUs at the moment. Space Soldiers have been absolutely ripped apart. They tried to swap it around. They tried to change up what they were doing. And instead they got absolutely ruined. What is going on?
Yeah, just too aggressive from that CT side. No reason to go for these peaks. Like we said, these players are veterans of the game, and not only veterans, they're a lot of aim stars as well. Happy and Scream, you can't just run into them. RPK and Scream getting 2 of their own. Xantares does manage to remove Happy within such low HP. RPK currently on 1 HP as well. Unlikely he's even going to attempt this retake. Going to just want to take this AK into the round because of how volatile the money has been. They will be able to get a buy in the next one. Thankfully, it did save up enough. But this rifle will help quite a lot. Xantares is currently the lowest money member on his squad. Only 2,100 on him. So we want to keep this in hand. It does have full utility as well. So a big investment currently on Xantares. Is going to do his best now to stay alive. And it looks like he will. EnVyUs themselves, with not the greatest money situation, will not prompt them to try and hunt. EnVyUs with another round on the board. That over-aggression not paying off for the Turkish lineup.
I just don't get that round, Sam. You had control. You were doing well. Maybe they thought EnVyUs were going for another eco, but that was a misread. So much aggression from every single angle, and EnVyUs probably couldn't believe their luck.
Yeah, definitely. It was aim practice for both Scream and RPK, just standing there, peeling them down. Gets another round on the board on their T side. Space Soldiers now, once again, in danger of being reset if they lose this round. But the money not looking great on the EnVyUs squad either. So still a back and forth game, economy-wise. No team running away with it just yet.
And you see Envy getting wise to the aggression that Space Soldiers continue to show towards Banana. The early double nade down. Xantares again very aggressive towards Banana. And Envy just hold back. They're not challenging just yet. They're keeping themselves in a good situation. This round, all important for Space Soldiers. They need to make it work. EnVyUs, they've been very back and forth, but when it counts, they've been making it work. The Banana push is coming up. Xantares has pushed back. He's boosted his teammate up high towards the flower pots. Smoke goes over and he just pulls out his knife to run away, but RPK's on top of it. 1 kill comes in, looks for the second. Engin's just desperately trying to stay alive here. He's coming all the way around as Happy causes damage across the other side of the map.
Happy delaying 2 members of Space Soldiers, getting a kill as well. Going to leave it down to Calyx and Engine. Do both have kits, but it is a 2 versus 3, so much work to be done. It looks like Calyx is going to start to back off, but Engin looks like he wants to go for this, calling for his teammate. Come on, let's go for it. We need to try and get this retake.
First bit of damage in, nearly gets the second kill as well. Both players now low. Calyx going to go on the hunt. He's going to go and try and take XMS down. He knows exactly where he is. Is he just going to jump on the bomb now?
XMS. He's going to peek it and gets taken down by Calyx. I believe he does have
God.
time and a round in the bag for Space Soldiers. An unbelievable retake from Calyx, and Engin just about gets it. 8-4 now for Space Soldiers.
What a play, what a read. Calyx decides not to hunt him down. The split decision-making that he had to put into practice there, that was crazy. Clutching out the round, you hear him roar, you hear him scream, and that was a round that matters massively to Space Soldiers. EnVyUs now do have triple AKs to work with, but they've also got 1 Tech 9 up on Scream and 1 CZ. Scream still opting for a Tech 9. I think it's the first one we've seen.
And not usually a gun we see in play so often anymore. Of course, was very dominant in the past, but most people now opting like that CZ we see in the hands of RPK. 3 over towards B, Happy and XMS both lurking over towards Apps. We see Happy in that round was almost vital, almost winning the round, gets 1 kill on the rotate and wastes so much time, but Calyx Just a huge individual performance. Gets another one for Space Soldiers. 3 rifles in the hands of EnVyUs. We've seen them pull off things similar in the past, especially when one is in the hands of Happy.
EnVyUs trying to make their mark on the A bomb site at the moment. Grinding their way up middle while the bomb lurks towards B. Split decision making. They might try wrap around from CT Arch. Major's there ready and waiting. Drops the flash out. No one there just yet. He does manage to see someone though. Gives him a bit of information, but doesn't know quite where they're going to go. And it's very back and forth. It's who dares who. Who's going to poke out first? Major ready and waiting for this push, but XMS instantly domes him there. Nice turnaround. And now they're on the back foot, Happy waiting for him to make the mistakes, waiting to see how he can come onto this B bomb site. They're coming all the way through CT spawns. Zontaras is ready for it, but will he be able to get the kills? He finds one and a second. This is much better from Zontaras. This is what we wanted to see as Engin takes down RPK, and Engin gets a second as well. Happy now all alone, doing that lurker role that we sometimes do question.
Yeah, this is the problem when it does not pay off. Happy is left all the way on the other side of the map, not even close to his teammates, not able to offer any support. And a great hold coming out with Space Soldiers. Zontaras in particular does well to stop that flank from behind. It was looking dangerous there as we saw EnVyUs sneak through Arch, get over towards CT spawn with those 2 members still over towards A, but Zontaras holds strong, gets those 2 headshots and another run on the board for Space Soldiers. 9-4 now, looking very dominant on the CT half.
Now, it makes sense why Happy didn't go with his team through CT Arch, but also Space Soldiers were able to communicate so well into that, because Happy took the few shots, and he was like, okay, you wait, we'll go all the way around, and Zontaras could just hold comfortably. Literally, they had to go past him, waited for him, didn't know which area to look at. Engin there backing him up. A very nice round for Space Soldiers now, and EnVyUs will be on a situation where Happy's the only one with a gun.
Gonna be difficult. No armor even on his teammate, so even if he falls, he's still gonna have to deal with that aim punch, and XMS already falling to the M4. Calyx looking very strong already in this best of 3.
Calyx's name we keep saying here so far, as he's putting the hurt up on EnVyUs. Happy down on 8 health. Scream's been passed over that AK-47 to work with. Space Soldiers starting to find their flow, starting to feel out how this is all working. RPK worked his way up middle, looking towards CT Arch, but Major's there from Library side. He's also backed up by his teammates as we got 4 stacks towards A now. Engin ready and waiting for it on the rotate over. Finds himself the first frag. There's still more to come though.
Space Soldiers another round on the board now, starting to fall away. 10 rounds to 4. And unfortunately, Happy not left on the best of money. Like we saw him saving that weapon on the T side means you get no bonus money if you survive anyway. So only 2,400 in the bank for him. The rest of his team can buy, but Happy's going to be forced to either get a pistol or just perhaps an SMG, no utility. See what he's going to work with.
And we see the first AWP come into play. Engin's picked it up. Last round of the half, he's gone all out. Can this be the difference maker? Can Space Soldiers secure this 11-4? That would be a huge advantage for them, but they would have to be going next level for their T side, because we always struggle to see how they do when it comes to their terrorist side. They struggle just tactically, the communication side of things. It just comes into an interesting play.
XMS not spending all of his money just about. Could have got an AK with a little bit of utility, but instead opting for a MAC-10 with full utility. So only going to be 3 AKs now across the board on EnVyUs. 1 SMG, and as I said, that pistol in the hands of Happy, unfortunately left behind money-wise. A nice entry by Scream.
Known for his one-taps, known for his headshots. Major thought he could peek out there, but he instantly gives EnVyUs the advantage, and that's exactly what they wanted. Paz looking to do the damage here, but Happy finds his head. This is a good start from EnVyUs. They've opened up the A site. They've got the control and they've got the one-man advantage as Calyx has come round. Will he spot a player going towards CT Arch? He's got no idea yet. Happy snuck all the way round. Look at the devastation that Happy might be able to cause here.
This position could come into effect from Happy once again as we see RPK dealing with the last member over towards B. So it's all going to come down to Happy now to kill these rotators, and he does just that. Engin falls to Happy, and Calyx Left all alone. We've seen some 3Ks already from him this game, but he's going to have to do it again if he wants to get an 11th on the board for Space Soldiers.
Calyx has to go for it, but he's scared of where Happy may be. The guy that's known for lurking around. He put the hurt on him. He did the damage. He picked up 2 kills. But you've got to put this round down if Space Soldiers do end up losing it. Down to Major, just pushing out unnecessarily the early picks there. Grenade goes out. He will tap out 1. But RPK comes out, rips his head off. 10-5. A respectable half from Space Soldiers. But they're going to be kicking themselves about that last round.
A strong CT side overall from the Turkish lineup. 5 rounds over towards EnVyUs on their T side. Not insurmountable, but it's going to be difficult now going into the second half. We've already seen EnVyUs come back from a deficit before. They are definitely able to do it. Of course, these veterans, these aim stars have been in every situation, know how to come back. And it's up to Space Soldiers now to hold their nerves and get 6 more rounds on their T side.
And this is the thing, Space Soldiers over on the T side. It's something we always feel a little bit nervous about when covering these guys. They do start their charge all the way up middle. Bit of utility going out already from the EnVyUs side. They're not committing to a site just yet, causing the damage up towards middle. Trying to bait out the EnVyUs players to overextend.
See the stack coming into effect over towards A, 2 towards Arch, 2 towards Quad. Unfortunately, that does look like where Space Soldiers are opting to go. Scream, the lone man left over towards B, just holding just in case that push does come in. Here we do see a slight adjustment from Space Soldiers, not going anywhere just yet. If they are lucky, they may be able to dodge this stack, but RPK starts it struggle. 1 tap over towards Major, gives him the advantage in the pistol.
He's tapping away at Quad, trying to find more kills there as XMS comes out to back him up. Space Soldiers haven't even got close to a site yet. Screams in there. Calyx and Zonteris does finally reply, but now it's all up to Calyx in a 1 versus 3. He's picked himself up a USP, but he doesn't even have the bomb to work with here. The CTs have got it fully under their control, and now he is really in a situation that he didn't want to be in here.
6 are coming underpass as well. 2 EnVyUs members watching this mid-cross. Peek together, make sure he doesn't get anything in this round, and well dealt with by EnVyUs. Gets that pistol round on the board. Gets them an early advantage on their CT half, and Space Soldiers, this is when we know they start to flounder. If they lose those beginning rounds on their T side, unable to mount any economy up, that's when they start falling behind. That's when they start having those very weak T sides we've seen previously. They need to make sure they do not do that now. Do not have any breathing room if they begin to falter. Of course, if EnVyUs take this, they will take the best of 3.
Yeah, Space Soldiers must take Inferno if we want to be going into a 3rd map. If they want to stand a chance of going further and not dropping down to that lower bracket.
And we see 5 SMGs coming into effect of EnVyUs as well. Something we've seen from them before was detrimental, allowing them to lose the subsequent rounds. So make sure they don't want that to happen again. Especially now with Space Soldiers already with the round advantage. Don't want to give any more. Want to get these 2 subsequent rounds, start building up that money. Of course, high risk, but also high reward if they are able to clean out all these members of Space Soldiers with the SMGs. That bonus money will affect them greatly going into the further rounds.
Space Soldiers again, slowly pushing up middle. EnVyUs playing very defensively in the site. Got 1 in sight, 1 in pit. As RPK is looking to find them and hunt them down a little bit more. Major kills, 6 up in library. Scream's got himself in a good spot, but he's made some noise. He will be spotted out before getting 1 kill. XMS jumping around, trying to find out a little bit of coverage now. He's all alone in this B site. Got the SMG in hand, but can he pick up the kills? 4 versus 3, and Happy will even that up into, oh, Happy and XMS come up with the kills across the board. Only pass remains now, Deagle in hand, and the aim punch is too much for him to deal with.
That flank behind was so important for EnVyUs. We started to see that round was beginning to slip away. The problem when you get 5 SMGs when you go up against the Force Spy, those CZs close range pretty much do equal or even more damage. Of course, the automatic pistol that close, it's pretty much an even fight at that point, but they do well. Hold on, Happy and XMS from behind. Drop that bomb towards the top of Banana, get another round on the board, and now they will just be going up against those Glocks. The SMGs are going to be much more useful against that. We're going to stock up even more money. Just one rifle currently in the hands of Scream. Just going to want to make sure they take that into the next round. They'll be looking set going into the further rounds.
Space Soldiers ideally looking to try and get a bomb plant here, but with the very limited weaponry that they have, blocks alone are not going to cut it. As EnVyUs push down positions, coming to do all the damage as RPK's cleaning them up, making that money, making it rain. And he comes in with a final kill there. Put 3 on the board as EnVyUs go 10-8. Space Soldiers still lead, but it is looking a little bit scary now as they buy up into this with AK-47s.
7.5 grand in the bank for RPK, thankfully, after all those SMG kills. So the SMG investment paying off this time for EnVyUs, able to win those subsequent rounds going into this buy round. And also opting to keep just one of them. The rest of the players upgrading the rifles, going up against these AKs now of Space Soldiers.
Space Soldiers have to make this work. They've got to stop Envy from climbing the rounds. One by one, that gap is getting shorter. A different style of play coming out from what we saw from Space Soldiers at Banana. Smoke's gone down from EnVyUs. Give him a bit of coverage to make sure that the T's would have to push up through it. They're all grouping up towards middle and second middle at the moment as Space Soldiers will try and find an opening here onto this A bomb site. Will try and fight their way in.
No damage exchange just yet. Space Soldiers still setting up over towards this mid position. The smokes now will start to come in. The mollies as well deployed by EnVyUs, stopping that immediate push. See a sneaky little position towards the bottom runner from XMS. Hiding behind these logs in that little cubby hole. With that SMG as well, a key position, making sure he's up close and personal, at least evening that level with the AKs.
Full mid control though coming out from Space Soldiers as they begin their assault to push into this A bomb site. Happy's coming from library to do the damage. He's backed up by Sixer, but Major able to do all the damage. Zonteros has come in as well. Sixer in big pit. Can he get anything else done here? Only manages to find 1 kill. Is it going to be enough? It's 3 versus 2. XMS with the SMG trying to spray him down, but he's backed up by Scream. Damage done. Is this going to be enough? The bomb is ticking away. Paz has got himself up in the graveyard area. It's going to give him a nice bit of a drop as the kills come in. And Space Soldiers secure the round. They build just 1 more round on that lead. And it's not over just yet for the T side.
Nice site take by Space Soldiers there. 2 members surviving as well. But now this is where the key round comes in. They don't want to lose the subsequent round going up against EnVyUs. But looking at the money on the board, going to be an awkward buy anyway, and they are going to opt for that eco round. So good play by Space Soldier, winning that round and getting the reset after those first 3. This is what they need to continue to follow on now, though. If they want to get more rounds on this T side, want to survive with lots of members alive in these easy rounds, and don't want to give away anything to EnVyUs that they don't have to.
Up until this game, the only map EnVyUs had ever beaten Space Soldiers on was Cobblestone. Now they've taken Overpass, and they'll be looking to try and secure Inferno. They've played Cash twice against each other, which could be the 3rd map, and both times they've played it, EnVyUs have lost. EnVyUs know they want to close this out 2-0, but Space Soldiers are not looking to make this easy.
Good adjustment as well. Perhaps those notes from Major coming into effect, no longer looking as shaky against these eco rounds, playing it together, playing coordinated, checking every little cubby, getting those trade frags and making sure you stay bulked. Good solid round coming out from Space Soldiers, giving them the 2nd on their T half. But we do see the buy now coming out from EnVyUs. M4's across the board, and Sixer does manage to get that up, and Kevlar as well.
This could be the difference maker. We saw Space Soldiers. They only picked up an AWP on the last round. Hadn't seen it in play when they were on the CT side. This time around for EnVyUs, they've gone for it early on. Looking to try and hold back the aggression. Play it towards middle, and he's playing very aggressive here to see if anyone's going to come from second middle. Sixer wants to be ready and waiting for it. As he takes the first shot, but it's baited out instantly. Smoke goes down from his teammate. Will help him fall back and live to fight another day.
You see Zantares as well. Smart play towards bottom banana, knowing how much noise his team are making over towards apps. Just holding to see if any aggression comes from EnVyUs over towards that banana side. Nothing just yet from the French squad means Antares will join the rest of his teammates as Major gets the opener over towards A.
Oh, 6 has been taken out of the equation as well. Happy finds one, but they know exactly where he is. They start to hunt him down, but Major's on top of it. This is looking good from Space Soldiers. What can Scream do? He's firing through the smoke. He's jumping through, finds himself the first kill and a second. Scream, doming heads, puts it into a 2 versus 2. EnVyUs, they're not done yet. XMS and Scream remain as they instantly get sprayed down. Antares on top of it like a boss, and the 13th round is secured for Space Soldiers. EnVyUs now massively on the back foot as they won't be able to buy up into this round.
More strong individual plays coming out from these teammates. Antares, you see here, finishing out the round with a strong double kill, gets him a 5-round advantage over the French squad. And EnVyUs are going to be forced to eco again, giving up 14 rounds now to Space Soldiers if all goes as expected. Space Soldiers looking like a different team on this Inferno.
Space Soldiers have came to play. They feel comfortable. They feel confident. EnVyUs massively on the back foot. They're all in apartments. It's being spammed up. They've got to be careful. They're ducking below the bullets. The Space Soldiers playing it so slow once again. They're not looking to make any mistakes here.
Good to see as well, after we saw them yesterday making some key mistakes on those anti-eco rounds.
Oh,
Definitely
yes.
look like they've fixed those problems now, going up against a way more formidable opponent, EnVyUs. And they said in that interview from Major, he's going to do a lot of work, knowing they need to improve if they need any chance of beating it. And we're seeing that homework coming into play now. You saw this careful approach up through B, all pushing together, checking every angle will mean they get the bomb down again, avoid the stack from EnVyUs. And EnVyUs are going to have to play for exits once more.
And this is the thing, Space Soldiers, they're not leaving anything to chance this time around. Calyx looking to do more damage. He does not want to allow them to take any AK-47s. He's backed up by his teammates there as well. Takes the damage, but will now fall back just a little bit to allow them to come in and do the clean sweep to take him down. Happy, the only one remaining. And he is towards CT spawn looking for these exits. But no one's coming that way. Space Soldiers have called it. We're all going to go the same way. And also, no chance for Happy to come in with that ninja defuse he tried on the previous map.
No Kevlar either, so not even a lot being saved for Happy. He's going to run in, see if he can find anything. But Antares goes back and gets him, so he doesn't even get that pistol. Space Soldiers looking dominant now. Suddenly woke up. 4 rounds on the trot after losing that pistol round and the following eco rounds. And look at the money as well in the bank for the T squad. 10,000 in the hands of Antares, 10,000 to Calyx. And the rest of the members looking healthy as well. Just Paz lacking behind, but of course, his benevolent friends will always be able to throw him a rifle heading into these rounds. 14-8 now. Space Soldiers looking likely to take this map.
And you know why they're looking likely? Happy has not stepped up. EnVyUs is not a lineup that you would think would rely on Happy to be popping off to get the wins on the board. With the likes of RPK, Sixer, Scream in that lineup, even XMS showing his stuff across this event. They need to turn this around. They need to find the answer here. This boost is good. Gives them a chance as RPK finds the first kill. Sixer backing him up. 2 kills on the board. Calyx tries to reply, but it's not going to be enough. Only Antares left alive. 1 versus 4. He doesn't have the bomb to work with either. They're ready and looking at him. And Happy will finish up and close out that round. 14-9. EnVyUs keeping 4 alive. And that is a huge round for the CT side.
I do want to highlight how important it is that 4 members survive with those rifles in hand. As we have previously mentioned, the money is looking very strong on the Space Soldiers side. And EnVyUs, if they want to start meeting those rounds with some of their own, they need to start building their own bank as well.
Now a first tactical timeout coming from Space Soldiers as we go for a ride with our lovely observer cameras. I do love these angles.
Very cinematic, mate. Very Michael Bay. It's pretty.
Just makes you feel good, doesn't it?
See that little water mill churning away in the background. It's a nice calm before the storm, as we do see the buy coming out from EnVyUs winning that previous round. But of course, so much money in the bank for Space Soldiers. That's going to be no problem for them. Full utility, full rifles, full Kevlar as well. And if they win this round, it would give them match point as well as reset EnVyUs. So now EnVyUs are going to have to win pretty much every round throughout. Of course, they do have that 1 round they can give up if they want to play for overtime. But losing this one would break them completely economically. Need to start mounting this comeback now.
The calm before the storm, as you said, Sam. Can EnVyUs hold strong? They kept 4 alive last time. Zontera is being burned here at Banana. Continues to try and push his way up, finds the first kill onto Scream, and XMS gets no chance of managing to get a reply on the board. The damage is coming up, they're spraying down. XMS has got to be careful as he starts to edge his way forward, and I'm surprised he still wants to continue to poke here.
Nice flash in from his teammates, allows Zantares to get that opener at the start of the round. Scream removed already. Actually, the only person who is currently positive on the EnVyUs side is RPK, going 16 for 15. Scream currently 16 for 19, so none of these individual players stepping up just yet, which is what EnVyUs are missing. As we already said, Happy at the bottom of the scoreboard, currently 12 for 17.
And that shows how close a lot of these rounds have been. Even when EnVyUs was stacking up rounds, it was only maybe 1 or 2 players alive for them. Now, Space Soldiers looking to get to match point. They've got a 1-man lead here, and they've got control of the entire map, as EnVyUs have to just sit back and defend in the best way possible.
Happy is going to be key in this round if he wants to start mounting this comeback. You see the bomb is over towards B. XMS holding strong, but is going to need to remove this bomb, at least buy some time for his teammates, and he does just that, but is unable to get the second kill. Kills across the board, leaves us in a 3 versus 2 in advantage of Space Soldiers.
Sixer managed to sneak back down middle, though. He's avoided being taken down by the lurkers, coming straight up Banana very fast now, checking all the angles. Calyx has eaten a lot of damage. Paz doesn't have a lot of health to work with either. This is a doable situation as both RPK and Six are coming from the same direction. He's jumped up high, he's looking around, checking all the corners, all the angles, and that's a beautiful first kill. How much more can he do? There's 1 in CT spawn, but Calyx continues to do the damage. 1 versus 1 now, and he's just going to go for it. Baiting it out, USP in hand. Can he pick up this kill? He's tapping away. And he even loses the weapon. Major. Brilliant timing. He knew he was going to die, but he doesn't care. They can rebuy that no problem as Space Soldiers hit match point on Inferno. It's 15-9, and EnVyUs, they are really going to struggle to buy up into this. It's just going to be some forced up pistols. We've got an M4 up on Happy and very limited utility.
Yeah, that round was pretty much a must-win for EnVyUs if they wanted to start mounting the comeback. The economy now is not on their side. A rifle, a Mag 7, and an SMG, along with those 2 upgraded pistols. They do at least have a kit over towards XMS, but all these AKs over towards Space Soldiers, we know how strong they can be. Calyx currently 26 kills into this map. Consistently top of the board, doing so much work throughout this best of 3. And looking like they are going to get a digit now on that map score.
On top of Calyx, you've had Zontera step up and wake up into this game. If Space Soldiers claim the win here, we'll be going to Cash, the map they're very familiar with as they push through the smoke screen, trying to make it happen. He does manage to tag 1, but he can't get the kills. It's all falling apart for EnVyUs as only 3 players remain. Six is coming through, trying to spray up with that UMP, pushes through ruins, but what can he really do from here as Space Soldiers begins to plant the bomb? Ready and waiting, Engin finds the kill. RPK and Happy, the only 2 that remain. Happy manages to find 1, but he's needed a lot more than that, and now it's all up to RPK, only with a CZ. Major comes in with a kill, and Space Soldiers take Inferno and even it up 1-1.
And now taking this second map gives them a huge edge going into the 3rd map. Cash, of course, it's a reason it's their most played and their most successful. It's for aim stars. It's for people who are able to go off individually. And Calyx once again tops the scoreboard. So consistent. We haven't even discussed him as much. Zantares, always the talking point.